I have regular Mark Hagelauer. How are you doing, sir?
Finally coming down, like I said, from the crazy ending of the Steeler game,
I'm
which,
still in shock. I
yeah,
am still in shock.
that was
I,
unexpected.
I,
I was
I,
hoping
I,
they'd make it close and just be like, all right, they gave it a good shot, but I didn't expect.
I can't believe. Yeah, I can't believe they won that game. The Steelers win 20-16 over Jacksonville. My God. I mean,
Tale
from
of
the
two halves,
way tale of two halves,
basically.
exactly. From the way they started, uh, oh man, that first half was like one of the worst offensive performances by any team ever.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was brutal.
it was
What,
brutal.
60 yards passing? I think like probably maybe 15 yards rushing or something.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was pathetic. And then, but and Jacksonville just ran it down their throat in the first half, but the Steelers defense did their bend but don't break thing, and they limited them to 3 field goals, and that was huge. It kept them in the game.
Yeah, that was we're discussing that many things obviously during that game. That was one of them. Was the best case scenario was last year in the playoff game it would have been like 21-0, but
Exactly,
this year
exactly. The game
the
is done.
Steelers kept it to 9-0, and that's, I mean, that was just huge. We thought those points left on the board were going to be the difference, and they ended up being that way.
And Ben was just awful in the
Oh,
first
he was
half.
so bad, and it didn't help. He had like, I think, three drops, and for me those interceptions, two of them by Ramsey were just really good plays. That first one against Brown
Yeah,
was a pretty good throw. Maybe it could have been a little higher, but he read that. You saw the replay. He just like
it
read
was
it
a
and just darted for it and had to reach up. He barely got to it. And then same with his second one in the end zone. Even if that's incomplete, that's fine. But I mean, he made a heck of a catch, bobbling catch to come to the ground with it.
it was a
Um,
great athletic play by Ramsey, but at the
yeah.
same time, it was not the greatest of throws by
No, it
Ben.
was a little bit
If
behind, but
if, if it's a good if it's a perfect
he
throw,
might, yeah, he might thread the needle.
AB has a touchdown. So
Yeah, but the second one was the one that was like just a really bad throw. I think,
yeah,
like really bad throw.
yeah, it was just really bad. And then
All of a
Jacksonville
sudden,
is up 16-0. It's like, okay, that's it. And then I what I consider the play of the game, Ben throws a touchdown to AB, and
yeah.
like I don't know what happened. Like everybody stopped. I don't know if they felt the play
Actually,
was over or whatever.
I don't know.
And
They were
it,
playing a zone, and it looked like the one safety didn't. He stayed like Ramsey was staying up with. I think there was someone wide open on the bottom. I remember seeing the replay. He kind of stayed there because of that guy was there, but then the safety didn't follow Brown. And then you saw at the top of the screen, the one guy just got thrown to the ground, which was the penalty they called. I can't remember who that was, but if it was Juju or who it was.
yeah,
So
oh my
that
god.
was crazy, and yeah, that got them right back in it. And
It kind of got him in because they were okay. So they're down 16-6, and they did not get the 2 point conversion, which was huge. And so it's like, okay. And then the fourth quarter, and the other thing is, for as much as the Jacksonville offense just ran it down their throat in the first half, that stopped in the
yeah,
second half. That they adjusted. Well, I don't know what happened, but they were not able to run the ball. And Blake Bortles is a human dumpster fire of a quarterback.
no
And
confidence in throwing with him for whatever reason. I mean, last year I guess he was usable and serviceable, but this year for whatever reason he's just not doing good at all.
he's just pathetic. And yeah,
With
yeah.
that,
And then, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say with that we noticed this too with that running game. For whatever reason, and I don't know what they started the game with. This would be stuff that maybe comes out, maybe doesn't. If people watch, you know, extra footage and review the game, they started the defense with some weird concoction, and I don't know what the hell McCullers was in there for, but he was awful. And then they switched McCullers and brought Hargrave back in and went back to their normal defense, like in the midway through the second quarter.
Uh huh.
And since then, they might have had like 50 yards rushing. Like that was one of the things I think that made a huge difference. And then Hargrave goes in, he gets 2 sacks, he batted the ball down.
Hargrave
I
was
don't
a
know.
beast.
Yeah, I don't know why they would change from what was working for the last 5 weeks. So I don't know if, I mean, you put that on the coaching for the start of the game, but
Well,
some of the replays, McCullers was going I saw one where he ran to the right. The running back wasn't even there. I don't know why he went to the right hole. Then the running back went to where he was, and he would have stopped it. Like, it made no sense. Well, I don't know what he was doing.
I have no idea.
It was insanity, but then that slowed down, like you said, and I think part of it was adjustments, part of it was getting the better player in there, and I don't know. It was just there are times where it looked like McCullers was standing still, like he'd stand up and he's taking a block on, but like he's just standing there. He's not moving. I'm like, what are you doing? We're like yelling at the replays. Crazy.
McCullers is a waste of space. He
should be so much better.
He's basically the Blake Bortles of nose tackles.
I think he is. I think up until this year, he was at least. He didn't play a whole lot, but he was at least being a little productive when he was in there. But not today.
It's one of those things where what is he, like 6'8", 400 pounds or something like that? It's like
leverage, and I guess he's easy to block because he's sometimes
you can't teach 6'8", but at the same time he's like a left-handed pitcher in baseball. It's like they'll have a job no matter what. But my goodness, he just if he's still on the team next year, I don't know. Whenever they cut him, I'll pay for the Uber to get his butt out of here.
Because other than that, with the rushing, the defense holding the points. They got sacks, they got pressure, they made it hard anytime they tried to throw. Watt had a couple sacks, and
they got some pressure on it, and Hargrave was a beast. Considering that Tuitt was out, Hargrave really stepped up, and that's awesome. So then it's 16-6. Then Ben throws that touchdown to McDonald, and
that was a
great catch. Great
throw.
Perfect combat catch. Yeah. Beautiful.
That was unbelievable. That's one I think. I was even saying this going into it. Again, he had, I guess, an okay third quarter. It was better than the first half. But that drive at the end of the half, he threw a couple completions, got a little bit of confidence, even though they didn't score. I think that helped a little bit. But man, some of those throws in that fourth quarter, especially that one, that was right where he could get it. The defender really couldn't get to it. McDonald's got that height, long reach, so that was impressive.
Beautiful, yeah.
Same with a couple of his other throws. One to Juju, one to AB on the last drive. The one to dropped. The one to Connor that he dropped.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So
luckily he'll be able to make up for that, and it didn't cost them the game. But man.
But before that, they score, and then Jacksonville has the ball, and really all they needed to do was get a couple first downs. And that's all they needed to do.
Yeah, it was at least one first down. Yeah.
And the Steelers shut them down. Jacksonville they didn't even pretend that they were going to pass.
Oh,
it was just 3 runs. It just looked pathetic. And then Steelers have the ball like on their own 20 or 30 with about a couple minutes left, and it's like you're giving Ben Roethlisberger a couple minutes.
Yeah, almost 2 minutes. Yeah, or over 2 minutes.
To that, all you need to do is get in the field goal range, get 35 yards. That's almost, I don't want to say it's almost too easy, but that just, and then what absolutely drives me insane is and this happens to every defense in college or pro. You get down to the end of the game, and the other team needs a drive, and the defense completely changes everything they've been doing that was working because we got to go into some kind of prevent crap.
They're afraid of making the one big play, which I guess the Steelers did make them a little weary of with that AB touchdown, so that might have actually played into their head a little bit.
I get it that you want to give up the big play. I get it. You don't want to give up. Yeah, you don't want to give up the big, long touchdown or whatever. But at the same time, you stop doing what was working, and you're just, if all Ben needed to do, he did have some big plays. There was a big throw to Juju.
That one catch down the sideline to Juju on that.
Amazing.
That was
amazing.
Insane.
And that, like you said, that big. Oh my! That short touchdown by Connor that he dropped. My goodness! Yeah. But then right after that, he just gives it to AB. And what I love about that is, to me, it was like AB's like, let me show you how this is done. Here's how the professional pass catchers do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Connor had a bad game, but yeah, you're just. I mean, all Ben needed to do was like, if they're giving you like 5 to 10 yards each time, that's all you have to do is you have to only
take what they're giving you.
6 or 7 times, and you're marching down the field and you're in field goal range. It's like the defenses just give away the game. It's so stupid on their part. Like, just do what was working. It's like, okay, fine, you give up the big plays, so be it. But man, and then and then the other thing about this game, Jacksonville, so many penalties.
Oh God,
they were so undisciplined.
This goes back to last year too. Their defense essentially admitted that they did what the Seahawks admitted to pretty much doing, which was almost holding every play because they're not going to get called every down. That's right. They said that last year. I remember hearing that. I'm like, oh well, that makes sense. No wonder their second. I mean, not that their secondary is not good, but no wonder it's so dominant. Today was the same thing, and I think their offensive line was doing the same thing up until they got a few penalties in the run game, because and it was just, it's like they just take that motto, because that all those penalties, especially towards the end, it's like they were legit penalties. You couldn't really complain that much. I mean, he's grabbing the back of the guy's helmet in the end zone and knocks him over.
Switzer,
yeah. People are getting tackled. You got the holding in the end zone after that. I mean, this is insane.
Yeah. They basically.
And I'm not a person that just blames the refs or anything, but this game was just. I saw at least like 5 or 6 where they were holding T.J. Watt. They got Dupree was held a couple times when he was getting close to making a sack or getting in the back of the backfield. So I mean, there was just so many.
And then at the end, man, that got. I mean, what if Ben goes for that touchdown and he's off by a few inches, because I mean he barely made it in. Now there's like less than 10 seconds left. The clock's going to be running.
They did have a timeout, I think.
They had a timeout, but I don't know how that works with. I think they changed the rules a bit so that it doesn't have to be like the quarterback that calls it. It could be someone else.
Could be the coach from the sideline, I think.
Could be, maybe, I don't know, but
I got in. That was, and then Filer almost was the one that tackled him.
Yeah.
He almost hit his neck, and I'm like, oh my God, how close was that to being like a disaster?
Yeah. So Steelers 7-2-1.
Wow.
Nice cushion in the AFC North.
Yeah, and you gotta love the. I thought they would have started better with maybe a revenge factor, but the fact that they ended up maybe basically sealing their playoff hopes is
I think it says a lot that they found the way to win this game. I think it says a lot about
these ugly games that are like that, and then the team still comes back and is good enough to win, doesn't give up. That's the kind of thing that can take you farther towards the end of the year. When you don't just lay down. You kind of get that fire in you to come back. And
amazing.
And God, I mean, the defense led the way in the second half. I mean, they had like hardly anything, except they had that one drive with a couple big plays, like a dink pass to the running back that went far and did get the touchdown. But that's basically all it was for Jacksonville's offense.
All right, so
that's crazy game.
So elsewhere in the NFL, let's look at. This was a bloodbath for me. I think you did one better than me, but
so far I saw I was up 1. I think.
Yeah,
I lucked out with 1. I think
it's a bloodbath. It was just not a good game. We both had the Thursday night game. Seattle beat Green Bay.
Yeah. Another coin flip one, but
yeah. I had a feeling that Seattle's coming on. I think right. We both had Atlanta over Dallas, and Dallas wins 22-19. There were so many good games this weekend. So many good games that came down to a
they were close.
So this was one where I believe it was a last second field goal. We both had Baltimore beating Cincinnati, and at the time, I don't think we knew that Lamar Jackson was going to be the
starter. I was close to being like, do I want to second guess this? But I just thought without AJ Green and the Ravens defense might be just good enough to beat the Bears.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson looked very interesting.
He mostly ran the ball, but he looked efficient. I think he was like 13 of 16 or something like that.
Yeah, but he ran for